This old guy DIY video, we're going to replace the decking on a friend's bridge. So I have new treated 2x8s. This is a matter of a pry bar and a hammer. Then I'll put down some asphalt roofing felt, put the new pieces on top, and I suspect we'll be done with this in about 2 hours. Now, an efficient technique that I found was to just take the pry bar, and while I was down at bridge level, I took all the ends up over here, and I got to the end, and I came back, raised up all the nails in the middle, and now I'll go and pop up the nails on this side. Then I can remove all the old boards. So I borrowed one knee pad from the neighbor lady. She couldn't find a second one, but it does make the job easier. This is what the bridge superstructure looks like without the decking on it. Now I'll go through with a broom and a shovel, and then when I'm done I'll put that roofing felt on and then start fastening the boards down. Well, now I've taken the snow shovel and a broom. The lady that lives here hit it with her Milwaukee leaf blower. So we have this thing ready for the tar paper to go on top and then put the boards down. So my plan is, even though it appears there's some moisture here from the dirt that had been trapped under it for a while, the tar paper doesn't form an airtight seal. So once the tar paper is on there, the stuff should just evaporate away and it'll be nice and dry forever. So I think it's going to be better than it was when I started here, and we'll know in 30 years. So one of the things I have to do is, before I put new boards on, the actual decking boards, I decided I would get some 30-pound roofing felt and put that over the main beams that span the 24 feet, thinking that much like a roof, if I have this felt on top, the majority of the moisture will never make it into the side grain of that beam, and maybe it helps it last another 30 years. So I bought a roll of 36-inch wide 30-pound roofing felt, and my initial plan was to take a saw and just mark 9 inches here. I have to cut this thing into 4 pieces that are 9 inches wide. So initially I marked with chalk, and I tried to use a handsaw, but that thing just filled up with the asphalt composite that's in this. So then I laid out a bunch of old 2x8s, and this is 25 feet long. So I laid out the 2x8s. Then I'm using this board that's almost 9 inches wide as my cutting edge. I just take this board, lay it on there, and then cut with the carpet knife as I'm working my way down. So the technique seems to work okay. I'll get some work done and then head out for the bridge. Well, the lady that lives here helped me roll the felt out, so that saves some time. But we now have roofing felt across all of the stringers, so it's time to lay the 2x8s on. It's been 2.5 hours, and the deck is on the bridge. Where the previous owner left a gap of about 1 inch between the boards, I butted the boards right up next to each other, and when I screw them down, I'm going to anchor them right next to each other, recognizing that they'll shrink. We'll probably end up with a gap of between 1/4 and 1/2 inch between the boards anyway. But this is enough for today. Well, the bridge decking is done. I went through and put some lines down the middle. When the UPS guy says, hey, it helps to have those lines, I thought if it keeps a professional driver centered, you might have your average Weeblo Joey who comes up here who doesn't belong here, at least on top of one of the main stringers. This is a picture of my truck at the end of the adventure. My first wife would often say I'm not very well organized, but I can get a few things done. So this is a combination of all the tools I've used over the last week, just trying to make some stuff happen. I hope this video helped you, and have a great day.